Hi, George Sell here from Service Department News. We're here at Recharge 2020 in Berlin, and I'm here with Paul Rands from BridgeStreet. Paul, Paul, hi. It's been an eventful couple of years from BridgeStreet. Can you give us a quick update on where the company is at now and how you see things progressing going forward?
Sure. Well, I think what hasn't changed is that we're still very much about accommodation solutions for largely corporate client base. I think what we've seen clearly over the last couple of years in terms of what we've done as a business is that we've developed some apart hotel brands and opened buildings successfully in Edinburgh and Paris, and also looked at the studio brand and indeed with Stowaway on the smaller sort of micro end. I think what we're doing now in reflection as we launch into the 2020 is to really consider about demand and supply, and demand being demand from our clients and really understanding what that is, how that's changed over time, and then looking at how we meet that demand on a very micro basis actually. So either through what we have within our portfolio, or with our supply partners globally as we always have done. But then equally starting to try and work more collaboratively with clients around housing programs like we do with Google in California, so that we can try and meet that need specifically in any location.
Okay, and on the subject of demand, we're here in Barcelona, a very European city. Amazingly, no one has mentioned Brexit yet so far today, but it is happening. How have you seen that affect the business travel environment, and how do you see it having an effect going forward?
Yeah, well, I think there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, we've certainly seen business come out of the Brexit need to move people into EU jurisdictions. So we've seen that with some of the banks, and we've had sort of moves into Frankfurt and Amsterdam and a little bit into Dublin too. That said, it hasn't been an exodus, a mass exodus, and I think there was certainly talk of that, and we haven't seen that necessarily with the moves that we've been making for clients. I think the other thing is that what we were seeing were inevitably that investment decisions were being put on hold, and quite often that affects whether a project comes online or not, and therefore whether there's a demand and need for people to service that project. What we're hoping now is, I think, as we come through post the election, there's some more certainty around, albeit perhaps temporary through the end of the year, is that people will now probably make investment decisions around people, around projects, because they really have to. And I think whilst there's a window of some degree of stability or certainty, I think people will do that. So yeah, we're expecting to see sort of more confirmed business coming through from that perspective.
And has that tendency to delay decisions about business, has that led to a shorter average stay for business travel in your experience?
I think it's shortened anyway, actually. I mean, I've been with the business 7 years and therefore in the sector for 7 years. And I think what we've seen, probably the two biggest changes are length of stay overall. There are still long lengths of stay, but I think we're seeing more frequent, shorter periods from that perspective. And then the other thing is the length of time people are booking out. So I think the days of people booking something in 3 months out has changed. Now again, that may be around investment decisions and people holding back, but we're seeing much shorter lead-in times for that.
And are these trends meaning that business travellers are looking at perhaps slightly different types of physical product? They might go for a smaller apart hotel room because they're not staying for so long?
Yeah, I think there's a degree of that. I think there's always been a differential even within a single business around the category of apartment that it might offer, whether it's IT contractors or whether it's people at managing director level or above, etc. I think it also depends on the market and what's available, and quite often is driven by pricing too. And I think if you in an expensive market like London, then you may have to have a studio because it matches your budget, whereas otherwise you perhaps have a one bed elsewhere.
Thanks, Paul. So relative stability is where we're at now, which is an improvement on what we've had for the last year or so. We're going to find out a lot more about that here at Recharge in Barcelona and also at Urban Living in the summer. So see lots of you there, and you too, Paul. Thanks very much.
Thanks, George.